Hey guys, welcome back to the Black Metal Rebellion. I'm your host Jesse Morgan, and so recently, it's kind of been discussed that there's going to be a new Deathstroke movie in the works, which is cool, featuring potentially Joe Manganiello, or however you pronounce his name. Cool dude, he looks ripped, looks like he's going to be able to play the part really well if he does actually get signed to it, and they do get a director for the movie and whatnot. I know ComicBookCast and Collider and a few of them are talking about it right now, and no one comes to my channel for this kind of stuff, my Nerd Corner series. But I figured I'd give my thoughts on what I would like to see in the Deathstroke movie since it just popped up and kind of popped in my head while I'm watching Collider, or not Collider, ComicBookCast. So there's a really cool scene in Identity Crisis, the uh, the graphic novel by DC, where if you don't know what Identity Crisis is, it's basically Ralph Dibny, the elongated man. His wife gets killed, and the whole Justice League has to figure out who did it and track down the person and bring them to justice. Obviously, and Ralph's going through like the worst time in his life, obviously because his wife just died. But one of the suspects they believe did it is Dr. Light, and he has to go on hiding because they think it was him, obviously. So, and they're not gonna, bring him to justice very nicely. They're gonna whoop his fucking ass first, and he knows it. So he goes into this kind of like building where a bunch of other DC villains hang out and make deals and talk amongst each other and whatever. Um, and one of the guys in this building is Deathstroke, and he's obviously there so that he can get missions and get paid for his assassin skills. And somehow the Justice League figures out where this building is, and they kind of come there and stake out the place, try to figure out where the entrance is, where exactly in this big building they're hiding, because they're after Dr. Light. And Dr. Light basically hires Deathstroke to protect him, because Justice League. So basically, they end up finding the entrance. Pardon me, I'm still sick. Got a nice sinus and throat cold. It fucking sucks. But hey, that's how it is in the winter. But yeah, so if I sound funny, that's why. This is probably going to last until the end of next week if my luck has anything to say about it. So anyways, eventually Deathstroke comes out of the building, and he's like, you can have Dr. Light if you make it through me first. So at least 5 or 6 of the Justice League members, I'm pretty sure Green Arrow, Nightwing, I don't think Batman's there, a few super-powered heroes is in it too. It's been a while since I've read Identity Crisis, but the scene is excellent. It just has like 4 or 5, maybe 6 Justice League members going up against Deathstroke, like all at once too. Like they're not just like one person goes and attacks them, fails, the next person goes and does it. They all attack him all at once pretty much. And this dude is so skilled that he's able to pretty much take them all out, take them all down. I don't think Green Arrow gets in any of his shots that he takes on him. I think maybe one person out of the entire team gets an A punch or A kick, and then he ends up, I think, either A, defeating them and then taking off with Dr. Light, or they've just barely defeated him. I don't know, but I think that would be a really, really cool scene to have in the film, and definitely should be a part of the plot. Obviously, maybe an origin story for Deathstroke should be in there so everyone knows who he is and so he can be better established in the DC film universe, the DCFU. But yeah, I think a scene like that should occur. Maybe even make a spin-off film from there about Identity Crisis, because, god damn it, who does not want an elongated man film? Like, Plastic Man, sure, he may have been the first stretchy guy in the DC comics, but everyone loves Ralph Dibny, who's read about him and has read Identity Crisis and other, comics that feature him in it. He's just a cooler character. He's a detective, so he's basically like Batman, and he's also got super stretchy powers. And he also had the balls enough to take off his mask and reveal his identity to the world as a superhero. So kudos to that dude. I definitely would like to see um, him have a spin-off movie, maybe even Identity Crisis. I mean, it kind of suck to have his first film be about, the death of his wife, but then they could even have that Deathstroke scene and maybe refer to it from the first Deathstroke movie. Anywho, that's my thoughts on it. That's what I would love to see in a Deathstroke origin film. Hopefully this gets developed and kicks ass. And it doesn't need a big budget. I mean, Deadpool from Marvel was based on Deathstroke, and they did it with a relatively small budget. A few $1 million is still way above my head, but they did it for a fairly decent Hollywood budget, and then that made oodles and oodles of money. So if Deathstroke can do anything like that, then hell yeah, bring this shit on. Let me know what your thoughts about the Deathstroke movie in development is in your head. Let me know if you got any synopsis. Let me know if you've got a synopsis that you'd like to see played out in the film, and let me know what other characters you'd like to see get films in the next few years with the DC FU. Cheers and thanks for watching. For glory, for the rebellion, Slimerella out.